Okay, seems like the game is about to start.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever watch any of those poker tournaments where they put the big pile of money on the table and it's down to the final two?
Never.
Okay. I was gonna say that putting the webcams out is kind of the same thing. Having the prize sitting right next to them.
It wasn't only webcams, it also was boosters, so I guess boosters like work as a pile of money.
Yeah.
What
That's
if you
pretty
get
good.
sticks there? Like they
Sorry, what do you
certainly
mean?
don't need. What if they get sticks from those boosters? Like they
Oh, yeah.
certainly don't need more sticks.
Good point.
This playmat is the wrong way around.
It is. Well, that's fine.
So yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to see. BRB against Mini Bell Big Sister.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe he's not running like the standard BRB list that was going around, because I'm fairly sure that one doesn't run Mysterious Disappearance, and he does.
That's right. So it is a slightly modified version. Mysterious is likely better against.
He also has, yeah. It is better on flips. And it is immediate, but I don't think there's any resources on Bugle side that you want to get rid of immediately, except maybe Fashion Disaster. He also runs one magical misfire, which is really good against Bugle.
Mm-hmm.
So can you hear what they're talking about?
Well, uh, George needed to read this main again.
Yeah, it's not the main you see very often, especially recently.
Okay. So before we get started with this game, um, just like to point out that Rock, you and I both know that there is a new set called Friends Forever coming out soon, right?
Yeah, I have heard something about that.
Mm-hmm. We've only been waiting for it for most of this year. And, it's coming out like next month. So it is true that we have been given a certain something for the stream today. Is that right?
Yeah, I have heard something about that as well.
So, if you're in the chat, just let you know to stay tuned till the very end. We're gonna tease you just a little bit more, but you might see something at the end of the stream.
You might see two things, in fact.
Yeah, one is called I hate Grubber, and the other one is called I hate Tempest.
Pretty much. Pretty much, yeah. So, with that said, we'll still deal with this final match first. So we started off today talking about how Bugle was going to beat Sundial's farming deck. The question now, I think, is how is BRB going to deal with Bugle?
I think pretty much the same way BRB deals with farming. So the way Bugle's deck works is, I believe he sits behind Troublemakers and just scores points, which is very similar for BRB as the playing against the farming deck. So you just look for your bait and switch and try to deal with them as much as possible. The problem is that Bugle has a lot of ways to get rid of bait and switch permanently. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you're right. The focus should probably be, again, the same way as it is with farming. Stop Bugle from scoring points and try to sneak in points for yourself whenever you can.
And before Bugle establishes like the board, I think BRB can just go full aggro, trying to confront as much as possible.
Yeah. Leo. So we actually have to think about that Troublemaker now. Mimics, probably? That would be the strongest opening play.
Especially against BRB.
You do point out that misfire that's in BRB's hand right now. And yeah, he's going to appreciate having that. Given all the abusive cleaning up we saw in the game against Farm, walking some stuff out of the discard pile is pretty great.
Yep. And that's Mimics. Shouldn't have Bugle. Oh, he already did flip his main. I missed
He
that.
did, yes. So he's on 2 points. BRB's also on 2 points. So what Bugle needs right now is a way to get BRB off of trading traditions, basically.
Pretty much. He's thinking about Petit Sneeze. Oh, he's discarding due to hand limit, I see.
Sure. Gonna name events likely with that Mimics.
George is reading Petit Sneeze, because that's also not the card you see very often. And to be fair, like, Petit Sneeze is so expensive and so terrible, but when you need that versatility,
Yeah,
it has its time to shine.
For what it's worth. If you're building a white deck that just banishes everything, it works. And Bugle pointed this out in one of his games with Sundial, that the banish pile was higher than the discard pile in many of those games. So 1 more point takes BRB to 3.
And that's Fashion Disaster.
There you go.
That's gonna be hard for BRB to deal with, especially with mimics in play. He decides to play free.
Mysterious. Sure, that works. Which means he essentially just has to pass that turn, right?
Mm-hmm. I think he spent all of his AT, so there isn't much he can do.
We are up to a pretty healthy viewership in the chat, by the way. A couple of folks are just showing up for this stream as well. So Bugle actually almost flipped his problem deck there. So just shuffling that real quick.
Yeah, flipping problems is not good. They don't have power.
In any event, Bugle did win.
That berry punch in orange swirl in hand is going to be completely useless. Just one power friend for one.
Yep. He's just going to pass, take his point to 4. Another fashion disaster for Bugle. That is perfect.
George sure doesn't like that.
Okay. Chooses to keep one seashell. Just enough to keep confronting.
But things are not looking good for him.
Well, I mean, he is still scoring. At some point, of course, Bugle's going to find another troublemaker. He's going to plonk at that problem, probably.
There we go.
As I say it. Right. Very much an orange throw. Indeed, BRB is, well, their hand is not particularly, their deck is not particularly useful.
Bait and switch would be a good card here.
That's pretty much the one he's looking for. So, yeah, BRB players thinking, but we've got Discord, we've got, yeah, not many of his cards like apply to the situation basically. And I think you're right. He basically has to draw for bait and switch,
Yeah, I think
or another resource removal if he's got it.
he does have Luna's Futures. Pays 1 to draw. Portal. Not helpful. Would be great if we had a card. When this card enters play, banish a resource.
That is, that's not a yellow card. That's a white card, I guess, right?
No, banishing resources is purple.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Now let's not make BRB stronger.
One of those. It's called Special Beam Cannon, basically.
Well, it's a good point, right?
But it's not when it enters play, it's when you play it. Different thing.
He just played Discord to home? I guess so. No particular reason to.
And Party clashes him. Perhaps he wants to keep rarity of scoring points.
Guess so.
Why not play them at the problem though?
I mean, yeah, at least play them to mimics.
He did score last turn, I believe. Which should bring him up to 6.
He should have, yeah. Bugle finds himself a throne, and that's his points. Throne, he needs Castles of Friendship, and he needs ways to protect his troublemakers, and that's his game plan right now.
Discarding mimics.
Does this BRB list have a Rest in Pieces in it?
Let me check. Yes, it does.
Okay, so that's certainly a card you'd like to have, if you can find it.
Yeah, like, you definitely want to pay 6 for that here. Maybe wait for a stick, but yeah, he's not getting anything useful at the moment.
If you can find Cover to Cover as well, that card is worth keeping around for its meticulous.
Yeah, it doesn't really cost you. Like, she doesn't give you ET and she doesn't lose you ET.
He is going to challenge Squizzard. Flips the
switch.
bait and switch. Oh my goodness.
And
Tide
cover.
flips the cover to cover. My goodness.
But Bugle flipped Fashion Disaster, so if he gets rid of this one, another
that is
one
the
is
last
not coming.
one, yeah.
But that was a very unfortunate flip. So
Can make a case for playing Selena.
yeah, I think he's thinking about that. Yep.
So we'll use that for face-off next turn.
Portal, belly flop, and belly flop. Can we put all of those on the bottom, please? That's like the worst 3 cards he... I guess Portal is still fine, but belly flops are not doing anything.
Yep, belly flops are just useless. If Mimics wasn't in play, he could at least use belly flop as a 1 AT, retire one of his friends at immediate speed. That's
You can do that
occasionally
with...
useful.
You already do that with Fashion Disaster at the start of your turn.
True.
Also, he would have to dismiss another friend. Or does belly flop say opposing friend?
Belly flop is only opposing.
Oh,
I
that's
think.
convenient. Yeah, it's only opposing. Wow, such a good card.
And yeah, Bugle is just going to take his AT, score his points, keep his cards in hand.
This
He's
is the
in a
first
holding
time he
pattern now.
scores from throne, right?
Yes. Takes him to 3.
It's gonna be a slow game. So there is a possibility that Bugle might lose the time limit. If we get like, if next time BRB wins and we have 1-1, BRB just might go ahead in the beginning.
Yeah, that is a possibility. Of course, BRB needs to win that second game if he wants that to happen.
Mm-hmm. Stick is useful here.
Stick is at least something, yeah.
Can help fight troublemakers. And the stick doesn't require you any upkeep. Cracking the case.
Fights. 2, 4, he's at like 8 versus, I believe, 9. Yeah, so that'll be a loss.
King goes for cover to cover.
He did find a cover to cover. He's going to have to watch if he plays more stuff to home. His home limit is only 3.
He shouldn't really overcommit the board because Bugle can just patio
that
one
too.
him.
Yeah. Throne is basically just going to stay exhausted this whole game, I imagine. Especially now the castle's out.
George really needs that wrist in pieces. I see another throne in hand, so that's not going away soon.
George is going to pay to preserve his whole board, which means he's going to fight. Probably. Does have a bait and switch in hand now. So he's probably going to want to play that so he can start confronting again.
So I think since it's his, I think he only runs 2 bait and switches. So what he really wants is a Party Clasher to protect bait and switch from getting banished.
Good point. Bait and switch is vulnerable to it's going to work. So yeah, he basically wants to cover bait and switch as soon as it enters play.
And Petit Sneeze.
That too.
And the patio one. There's a lot of removal in Bugle's deck.
Yeah, great point, actually, yeah. Stick and stick. For 11, they are tied, yes.
And Bugle needed that stick. Ooh, now that's 7.
7, okay. That's definitely a win for Bugle then. Which means George is going to play his bait and switch, probably. But yeah, I don't know. You're right. He might save it till he has enough AT to protect it. But he's certainly thinking about it.
Seems like he's going for bait and switch.
He's going to do it.
Replacing
Bait
not
and
mimics.
switch. Okay. And yeah, he is going to have to get rid of one of his friends at home right now. So he is at home limit 3.
Probably Seashell.
Yeah, probably Seashell. Just make sure they remember it.
He actually runs 3 bait and switches, so there's one more somewhere.
Okay. Okay,
He removes decision.
there you go. Bugle keeps his throne tapped, or exhausted rather.
That's some MTG slang there. It's gonna work on bait and switch.
Yep.
Oh no, getting mimics.
Okay, that's fair, I suppose.
I mean,
Perhaps it's
double events.
yeah. So it's worth noting that's the only one that puts the Troublemaker back into play. He has plenty of other cards that can get rid of bait and switch, as you said.
That goes on the bottom probably.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now it's time to pay taxes. Throws discard away.
Mm-hmm. I mean, do you just keep bait and switch and cover to cover, or maybe you keep all three of these?
Yeah, he really needs to find Petty Clasher. So bait and switch could have helped them there, but it seems he prefers to save ET instead.
Yeah, but there's no yeah. Keep these two.
But to be fair, if you use Selena Blue every turn, so paying 1 ET for her is the same as drawing one card.
Yeah.
See another card to cover?
Yeah, worth keeping. Worth playing, probably.
Speech for purple.
Two for the Paper Twilight. Good to get that speech out before. Are these mimics both calling events?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
I see ease on them.
Fair enough. So, where's Bugle's points at?
Not sure.
Oh.
Cleaning up.
He's
It's
cleaning
gonna
up.
work.
There's bait and switch, yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't really play Magical Misfire because of all those mimics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you can't escape the sensation. It's just going to be a slow, exhausting defeat for BRB here.
Indeed. Because I don't think there's like a coming back from this. Even if he finds his bait and switch.
Mm-hmm. And even if he finds his rest in pieces, it's going to cost him 9 AT to play it.
Yeah, that's not happening. Portal goes on the bottom.
Pays to keep everything here, yeah.
Oh, Petty Clasher, one turn too late.
Just too late, yeah.
You see, if he kept Selena blue, he could have done that.
Could have been, yeah.
Challenges Mimics. Loses.
Yeah, and flips Luna's future too. Another card he wanted to have. It's to pass. And similarly, Bugle has nothing to do, really, but just for the other reason. I did hear that he's looking for a stick right now.
Oh, he flipped one. That's another castle. Discarding patio 1.
I think Bugle said he was at 7 points.
Well, he's at 7 points on my record.
Excellent.
It's 7 and 6 right now. Discord. I don't think he really needs Discord here.
Nope.
Yep. Stick.
No,
Can
yeah,
be useful.
as you say, stick is something. It does choose to keep it.
Kept his Twilight. But I mean, there's no reason to not keep them.
Yeah. Well, if Bugle does draw into a stick at some point, he's going to use it to effectively remove those Twilights.
Yeah. So George really needs rest in pieces here. I mean, I think he will be ready to pay 9 for that. I think Bugle found his stick. There it goes.
Yeah, he did. And that also allows him to confront finally as well, which will
Accelerate his points twice.
wake up call as well.
Ooh, 2 wake-up calls. Well, rest in pieces is not going in play, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or neither of the resource removals for that matter.
And he's just going to score. Takes him to
9.
9. Okay. And this is the point, yeah, where BRB should really be looking and trying to figure out if there's any point in continuing, really.
Yeah, I don't really think there's a way. For him to win, because Bugle is scoring 2 points per turn. And he's struggling to just play cards even. Tempest and Grubber can be useful against Mimics. He might consider just challenge them and might even beat them. But Bugle might hold a cold wave.
Indeed, yeah.
Okay, they flip.
Okay, 6 plus 4 is 10, 6 plus 5 is 11. Bugle's ahead by 1.
Okay, he just
Well,
decides to lose.
sure.
Just passed.
Mm-hmm. So, Throne takes Bugle to 10 points, and Confront's going to take him to 11.
He uses stick on cover to cover.
Mm-hmm.
Visit sneeze. Well, that cover to cover is probably not staying.
Yep, no point in keeping it around now. Scores to 11. I also just heard Bugle say it, so we know we're right. Well, yeah, we've. Oh, did he? He did pay to keep the cover to cover. Interesting.
Is he going to unfrighten her?
And on the Troublemaker.
Ooh, that's a high flip for Bugle.
Yep. It's Tempest and Grubber aren't going to help there.
Yep,
He is going to
unfrightens.
pay.
So I think the play here would be to search for bait and switch, and then play bait and switch replacing one of the mimics, and at the start of the Bugle's turn, pay for magical misfire, banishing his discard pile.
Well, Misfire is going to get blocked by a wake-up call.
Oh right, they exist. I forgot about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I doubt there's a way out here. Just
like essentially all the events in his deck are useless right now. With I can see a little bit of the logic in keeping Paper Twilight up, because so long as he keeps rallying the one, he protects his other one.
yeah, but that's so expensive. That costs 2 ET to keep up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, instead of not gaining anything every turn, he loses every turn. Yeah, I think they decided to
Okay, fair enough.
finish this.
So the clear question, of course, is how game 2 is going to go any differently.
BRB might get more lucky with the draws because, to be fair, the early game was really unlucky with all those berry punching on swirls and portals. Like half of his hand was dead. He did get misfire though, he just didn't get a chance to use it.
Yeah. Like that's basically he needs to get those mimics into the discard pile and banish them with misfire. That's because Bugle does only have 3 of them. And if he's using troublemakers other than mimics, then he's in a much worse position. So do you, as BRB, do you just kind of hold onto those cards then? You
I
have
suppose.
to like if Bugle ever gets 2 mimics out, then you could conceivably bait and switch Discord, Party Clasher that is, to bait and switch the other one, and then find yourself a misfire while they're both in the discard pile. The question is, would Bugle play into that?
I don't know, but the problem is if he gets double mimics, he can't play misfire. Well, he could at the start of the Bugle's turn, but still.
Yeah.
Is Petit Sneeze the only resource removal Bugle has? Because white pink don't offer you much choice there.
I think it is. I'm pretty sure that's why he included it in his original Sweetie Belle list, just because it's what you got. Well, cover to cover, like the BRB player George needs to be very selective about his mulligans here. Apparently he's okay with that hand though.
Let's see if Bugle gets his magical misfires. I mean, fashion disasters.
Yeah, that's like the other thing that has to happen. Bugle has to have a kind of unfortunate draw. Fashion disaster on the bottom. Yeah.
He has one in hand.
And he had a stick right away as well. Since he did go second with second chance.
Okay, that's a good flips for BRB player.
And he's probably thinking that he's in a good position with Bugle flipping fashion disaster there.
Fortunately, I don't see. I think there's mysterious disappearance in his hand. So.
We are Bugle at 2 points. George at 1, right? No, sorry.
He is at 0.
It is 0-0, that's right. Bugle gonna try to win this game without flipping his main?
He'll flip his main for the last 2 points. I think he's considering whether to move Star in Skystar or play Paper Twine.
Mm-hmm. Given the matchup, it's tough. Like Paper Twine is obviously fodder for the stick right now, but he needs to find stuff.
So scoring points flips Bugle's main.
Yeah, I think you actually want to, if he's got Disappearance in hand, you might want to use it on the stick and not score any points. Because, yeah, if you keep Bugle's main unflipped, then you are given sort of free time to develop a little bit.
That's a wake-up call. And he just passes. Doesn't even use his stick.
Yeah. Well, he's holding 1 AT for the wake-up call, probably.
Okay, cover to cover at home.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why at home, like... Does Bugle even have anything in his deck that it would matter where to play cover to cover?
I don't really think so. So Bugle really just needs a way into his pink. Either a speech or a barrel. I'm sure he has both.
Ooh.
Troublemaker works as well.
Flips party 1. Not a very good draw.
Yeah. So at this point, Bugle's probably going to hold an AT every turn to block Mysterious Disappearance.
Well, Sketchbeam has an option of flipping Mysterious Disappearance before the throw
That does
isn't
work
played.
too. Yep. Especially with Selena now. That might actually be the right play. Play Selena, and then if Bugle uses his stick, then you can stack Mysterious Disappearance.
Seems like that's he's going to do. That's what he's going to do. Ooh, rest in pieces. So given that he has rest in pieces, what do you banish with Mysterious Disappearance? Wake up call or the stick?
It's a tough call. Like those troublemakers, if one of them is mimics or both of them are mimics, God forbid, then your rest in pieces obviously is a lot worse.
He didn't put that on the top. He considers putting Moon Dancer.
Guess he's just considering digging then. Takes another point to 3.
I think that was thrown. Mimics and Squizard. Yep, that sure looks like a thrown.
Mm-hmm. Mimics to the safe problem, as you'd expect.
And now the mysterious disappearance trick doesn't work.
Yeah.
Bugle loses queen, yeah. So George can bait out wake up call with mysterious disappearance and then follow it up with rest in pieces.
If he likes, but that is now
9
AT with the mimics in play. Yeah. Unless... Did Bugle just forget his mimics trigger? Oh, there you go.
He plays Portal for all of his AT.
To get Selena back up?
But I'm not sure why. Why not just unfrighten?
Why not just...
Oh, he probably wants to fight Squizard.
Okay, that's fair. Sure. Okay, sure. That's fair, I guess. Needs to clear that troublemaker off to keep scoring points.
Yeah, he is ahead of Bugle on points.
Yep.
Hey, Bugle flips 5.
Yep. Moon Dancer is not having a chaos trigger, so...
I think he didn't realize that.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a big mistake on his part.
Indeed, yep. Like, basically, yeah, he kind of just needs to score his points, because at some point Bugle's going to find his pink. And once Fashion Disaster comes out, he has not much of any way to get rid of it right now.
Yeah, we're basically going to be back to the situation we were in the previous game.
Unless, as you say, he could save up his AT for a while and actually do the full Mysterious Disappearance to Rest in Pieces play. But again, even that, Bugle's got another throne in hand. He's might have another stick soon enough.
Okay, I believe he just passed. Is Bugle going to pay for the throne?
Apparently he did not.
Okay, opts to confront instead.
That works just as well. Sets that up so that now, he doesn't have to pay 2 to keep scoring from there.
Mm-hmm. Magical Pony can help him here.
Mm-hmm.
But he probably wants to win that face-off. Because I believe he used Selena before the Troublemaker phase. Or before the challenge
Yes.
at least. There you go, they flip.
Flipped as high as you can.
I think he lost by 1 there.
Yep. Get the paper twine out while you can. This time plays it to the problem. Why not?
He would probably play Magical Pony here, yeah.
But yep, Bugle just undoes that. Has a spare AT left for the stick on the paper twine. Oh, I just lost stream.
Yeah, me too. But George can fight Squeezer 4-on-4. Oh, it's back again.
Oh, there we go.
It's frozen for me again. Is it good for you?
Yes, it is.
It is frozen or is it good?
No, it is. It is. It is frozen.
Okay.
Oh. No.
Ooh, it completely went down for me.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Okay, I'm trying to restart. And it's back. I mean, you probably challenge Squeezer here no matter what. to just get rid of the cards you don't need?
I think so, yeah. It looks like that's what he's going to do.
4. And join the herd, I believe, is 5.
Yeah. Bugle's been getting lucky on those flips.
I have hiccups again.
Yes. So do I. No. I hear little snatches of conversation. We'll see. We'll see. Obviously, we apologize for this. We've been having issues of a sort all weekend. Nothing quite this severe, though. At least not up to now.
More lucky flips for Bugle. I also believe he should be at 6 points now, judging from the exhausted throne. In the meantime, more hiccups. I mean, so far, Bugle has been doing pretty good, even though he doesn't have any pink.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you kind of get the sensation that, like, BRB is not in such a bad position, but I don't want to sound too disparaging, but he's kind of on life support until Bugle gets his pink.
Mm-hmm. It's also kind of lucky of him not getting a single bait and switch. I don't think we saw one flipped, and he has 3 of them in his deck. And we have yet to see one.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of, I see one out now.
Okay, I believe I need to restart my stream.
Yeah. It looks like he just drew one and replaced the mimics, so that is correct.
That makes sense. Concerning Cutie Mark. There's Bugle's
Speech to
pink.
pink. There it will go.
So now he can do Mysterious Disappearance and Rest in Pieces without the tax.
This is true. Oh, he's going to party of one first instead.
Well, no more bait and switch. He decided to leave Frightened Man cover to cover instead of Magical Pony. I mean, she is frightened, but Magical Pony is just a friend with 2 power at this point.
Yeah. I mean, BRB could have just moved her and Skystar to the problem and confronted.
Yeah, but BRB can play cards as well. Yeah, there's the Patty Clasher he probably wants to save for bait and switch. When he gets the next one.
Well, he is going to try Mysterious Disappearance.
He doesn't have to name what he's dismissing. I mean, banishing.
He does not have to name what he's targeting before Bugle answers it.
Okay, Throne is gone. Yeah, I think Bugle realizes that he might have rest in pieces.
Plus, he has another throne in hand anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Luna's Future this time. This one
This
time
time.
it gets cancelled. Now do you play the rest in pieces?
I think you wait for Bugle to play some resources. Because you just spend rest in pieces to get rid of stick. Yeah, he does that.
It is the speech as well.
True. But I would personally be more greedy with that.
So with that, BRB does have a little bit of an opening here.
Ooh, he gets
Finds
bait and
another
switch.
bait and switch.
Can't protect it with Patty Clasher though.
Did he choose not to replace a problem? I guess not. Yeah, probably that's the right call.
I believe Bugle is going to pit it sneeze it.
No, just passes. Gives BRB a chance to get set up a little bit again.
So I believe you did Patty Clash bait and switch here? Just in case?
Yeah, you have to.
No, he goes
Although
for a
he's
confront.
Gonna play aggressive. Gets himself to 4 points.
Another speech.
Mm-hmm. If Bugle was concerned about playing out his fashion disaster, now is a time with 3 pieces of resource removal gone from his opponent.
Yeah, looks like he's going for it.
And the throne. I
And that's why I would like to be more greedy with the resting pieces.
Right.
And that's probably Mimics.
Could be Mimics, could be Vicious Vengeance. I saw one of those in Bugle's hand too.
Yeah, I guess Vicious Vengeance works. Luna's Future.
He definitely does want that.
I think that's his last piece of resource removal.
Did he pay his fashion disaster taxes? Yes.
Yeah, Tron is probably the right choice here.
So he does protect his bait and switch now.
Still has enough to confront. Up to 5.
2, 3, 4, 5 is right.
Bugle got another Petite Sneeze. So if he pops bait and switch, he probably doesn't want to replace Bugle's problem, because there might be a blackmail there.
It is true. It's true. And he has, the problem is his purple is very tenuous. It's just bait, it's just Party Clasher.
Trading
So he doesn't
traditions?
really want to replace trading traditions either.
Yeah. The other thing to consider that he might want to replace training traditions is that he might get a 7 power problem, and Bugle can't confront that.
It is true. That is true.
He draws belly flop, I believe. Oh, he did pop a Party Clasher.
He did. Okay. And replaced his one. Okay.
That's unfortunately not a 7 power problem.
It also requires purple, which he can't confront right now.
Hands to draw. No purple. Bait and switch is still okay.
Another bait and switch. Okay, that's something.
He could replace Trouble with Trixie next turn.
Next turn, yeah.
And he got an
And that was
intuition
his speech,
speech.
I believe. Yeah.
He got another Vicious Vengeance.
Mm-hmm. So Bugle probably gets rid of bait and switch, given that he's got the sneezes and such.
I think he actually has It's Gonna Work as well.
That works too.
There it is. Good thing he has another one. I think Bugle is considering cleaning up Mimics. Or maybe something else, but probably Mimics.
Yep.
And So yeah, I believe George just waits here for Mimics to uncover and plays bait and switch.
It's probably the right play, yeah?
He does need pink for that, but he has ways to get pink. Oh, decides to put barrel on the bottom. And I think that was Zikora.
Yeah.
So Zikora actually is really helpful here in case if he gets a 7 power problem and he gets Zikora at Vicious Vengeance, Bugle can't really score points.
Good point. Bugle only has the 2 thrones?
Yes.
Yeah, so that would do it. But of course, Bugle would just remove Zikora, wouldn't he?
I mean, yeah, but that's removal wasted on Zikora.
Well, he chooses to discard her anyway.
Well, currently Rarity is not really in the position of fighting Vicious Vengeance anyway. He needs a stick.
Quick reminder from Cheese, we're at 42 minutes till time.
Yeah, 42 minutes is enough to finish this game, and maybe it will happen that BRB will win due to time limit in round 3 if BRB wins now.
That is a possibility, actually. It's true. If BRB wins this game in a long slog, then the odds do look better for it if game 3 is going to go to time.
Ooh, that's magical misfire. Yeah, I think he ought to keep that. Can't really play it now, but he can bait and switch and play it at the start of Bugle's turn. That only gets rid of 1 Mimics though. Bugle has 2 more Mimics.
Yeah, he's playing Berry Bunch and Orange Squirrel for the wreck to play bait and switch.
Could have also played stick, to be honest. Okay, let's see if that's the 7 power problem. It is.
Okay, that helps.
Play stick. Scoring is also fine, yeah.
Scoring a point, yep. 6 points for BRB.
And they are now tied. Oh, it's gonna work. That's a very lucky draw right there. He might choose to get Mimics back though, instead of banishing bait and switch. You know what's interesting? We haven't seen a single Castle of Friendship yet.
True. It's true, we haven't. So we do see a fashion disaster now.
Mm-hmm. Bugle is really happy about his draw. I believe he got another one. Yeah, it's another is gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Oh, there you go.
Squeezered.
So the main can't do it?
I mean, main can't do it, but Mimics... I guess he could defeat Mimics, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that is now all 3 bait and switches banished.
Indeed. But yeah, he got 2 It's Gonna Works in a row. That was quite lucky.
But you do bring up a good point. Bugle has to defeat Vicious Vengeance if he wants to score any points, right?
Indeed, he has no other ways of scoring points. So I think Zikora would really help here. It's a shame that he discarded her. Gets another stick.
Mm-hmm. Is challenging Squizzard?
Yeah, well, that's definitely a loss.
Mm-hmm.
How many sticks did Bugle use? 1?
I think he's only down. No, there are 2 of them in his banish pile.
There, I can only see 1.
Oh, that's a speech. Okay, yeah, 2 thrones, a speech, and a stick.
Yeah, and I think George is out of resource removal. He's considering magical misfire.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes for it. There's still 2 more sticks to go.
Yep. So who's ahead on points right now?
They're tied.
They're tied. Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, as we say, the only way Bugle wins, the only way Bugle can score a point is by getting through Vicious Vengeance. BRB can theoretically beat Squizzard with some friends. He has to like save up his AT, play a bunch of friends. I'm not sure how he does it, but it is possible.
I think what he needs is a magical pony. Oh, he wants to beat Chrysalis himself.
Okay, he can do that too.
And Bugle got a stick.
Bugle finds a stick.
And that's a magical pony. And Castle of Friendship.
So Bugle probably saves his AT here. Nope, he's going to move. And passes. It's going to come down to who beats this Vicious Vengeance first, I guess.
Guess you just go for it here.
I think you do. You've got Discord in hand, so you can move Rarity back if you lose.
Ooh, Moondancer.
That Moondancer trigger does fire.
He needs two
Yeah.
more power to make it die.
Needs 2 more. Which he can do.
He just can put a belly flop on top of his deck. That's not a good card for him, and it wins him the face-off. But
Yeah.
Bugle might be holding something.
That's the only thing. Bugle probably has a Cold Wave or a Wrinkle.
He doesn't have AT for Cold Wave, but cracking the case can work. Or Wrinkle.
That too.
But in case of Wrinkle, it doesn't matter what you put on top of your deck, you probably lose it anyway. Unless, yeah, even if you put a stick, it doesn't matter.
Well, Bugle definitely does have a Wrinkle, and that's probably what he plays.
So that's what it's gonna be. Does he really have any answers for that? Nope.
Mm-hmm. Rarity parked at the problem. Matters. Discord moves her back. Yep.
He can now portal
It's up
Discord.
again. Discord. Sorry. Bugle finds a castle. This is a tense matchup right here.
Yeah, and
It
they're
is.
still tied on points. And while it does look like Bugle has like the dominating position right now, the fact is Bugle can't score points.
And he goes for the crack on Vicious Vengeance instead.
And single face off.
This is just stick to frighten, and now
Oh.
we're going to go to the single face off. Bugle confronts to 7.
And he flips higher.
And he flips higher to 8.
It'd be really funny if he gets blackmail now. No? He can't confront blackmail himself.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there we go. Chooses to keep Discord, yeah. It's gonna party clasher it then, probably. The interesting thing is that, yeah, BRB is kind of unstuck in this situation. It's free. 7 AT. And that party clasher can stop Bugle from confronting as well.
Bugle can frighten it, and if he decides to do that, Sketchbeam will be forced to pop it.
Good point.
Yep, that's what happens. Ooh, Moondancer and Cold Wave.
Moondancer trigger will fire.
He can't win this face-off, but he can pop Party Clasher.
That's probably what he has to do, yeah.
Nope.
Letting it get frightened, okay. Which means Bugle gets to confront. Probably.
Mm-hmm. It's 30 minutes remaining. Okay, that's 9th point for Bugle, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Bugle does look to have perhaps fought his way through.
Decides to not pay for Discord. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Not very useful draws. I'm not even sure what he's looking for, to be honest.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Like,
So just gonna pass?
think so? He could just like force a single face off and maybe there's a blackmail there.
Well, as Bugle says, he actually can't right now because of Rarity's showy, and he's only on 2 AT. Well, so he can do it that way. That works too.
Brings
Bugle
him to 8.
definitely wins this face off,
It doesn't matter.
but it doesn't matter, yeah.
Blackmail.
Bugle did actually, as he was turning over that deck, he was like, come on, blackmail. Gonna show up eventually.
But does he really want blackmail? I guess if he plays Vicious Vengeance there,
Yeah,
and he does, yeah.
there you go. Decides to use Selena before the flip.
I think it's before the end of the Bugle's turn.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a stick face-off going on right now.
Ah. Does he keep Selena?
Probably not.
Yeah, at this point, I don't think Birabak can really come back from this.
Yeah. I mean, he does. There's a chance that he can still win against Vicious Vengeance because he has a stick.
Well, they both have a stick.
Yeah.
But Bugle has wrinkles.
Did he pay or get rid of that? He took 4 for turn. He should get rid
Yes.
of that. Yeah.
Bugle just reminded him. Goodbye, Selena.
Okay. So yeah. You don't move Skystar. Well, do you move Skystar up right now? We know that's Vicious Vengeance. He doesn't.
Indeed. I think you can make reasoning that, like, you can know that that's a Vicious Vengeance because Bugle moved Rarity there. If it wasn't an epic, he wouldn't do that because he can't confront blackmail anyway, so there's no reason to move here there.
Yeah. Bugle took his blackmail point, right?
Yep. It's a very close game on points. To be fair,
The interesting thing is...
Yeah?
Go ahead. Well, I was going to say the Bugle is actually making relatively efficient use of Rarity's showy here.
Yeah.
So this is a stick face off against Twilight.
And he flips clean up. Something that he probably actually wanted. Sprite points out that according to the slider, George is at 8 points. And I have him on 9 for some reason.
Okay. Portal's Twilight. Now he can pay 2 to get Skystar up there. There we go. I mean, that's his only way out right now is to be the one who defeats Chrysalis.
Bugle will still be ahead on points though. Even if he does that. He'll need to confront as well.
Yeah. Another blackmail point for Bugle.
Another Vicious Vengeance. Where are all the mimics? I think they only saw 1 mimic so far.
Bugle obviously gets to choose where he wants to go. Stick face off is a victory for Bugle.
That was Wrinkle. I think I saw Cold Wave in his hand, so that's probably what's going to happen. Yep.
Discards party of 1 and passes. Stops paying for Twilight. Yeah, as we know, Bugle's a cold wave, which means, I mean, George has to challenge, but he won't win. Oh well. Moon Dancer has a Chaos Trigger.
He can put another Moon Dancer and then Tempest and Grubber. He decides to just put Tempest and Grubber now.
Okay. Brings his total flip up to 7.
I think Bugle is
Plus
considering
sixes.
Wrinkle.
Yeah, it's 13 to 11 total. So Cold Wave will do it, Wrinkle will do it. Yep, chooses a Cold Wave.
If he had the 5 power card in hand, he could have put another Moon Dancer on top and then that 5 power card, and I think that would be enough to bring them even.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure if he did have a 5 power card in his hand.
Yeah, not sure either. So Bugle's now at 11 points? Or 12?
Did George pass?
No, I'm just asking.
Then it should be 11.
Okay. Because that is the clock, as it were.
He's drawing for something.
He's drawing for something. He's also... I mean, that deck does not look very big.
He still has Selena.
I suppose that's true. With Selena, you're guaranteed to have flips until your hand's empty.
Well, when your hand is empty and your deck is empty, I think you call the game.
Generally, yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's looking for. What?
I think, honestly, he's getting ready to concede here. Maybe not right away, but...
Yeah, Bugle will be at 12. If he defeats Vicious Vengeance, that will
Yeah,
be...
he goes to 10, goes to 11 on the confront, and... yeah. And of course, if Bugle defeats Vicious Vengeance, then that's just game, basically.
He will have to score 1 more point. And if he defeats that Vicious Vengeance, George can just move Skystar there and start confronting.
It is true.
So I wouldn't count everything out just yet. See, join the herd.
Mm-hmm. Join the herd would let Bugle... Does join the herd last till end of turn?
Yes.
So that would let him actually confront this problem and win.
Ooh, a stick. Josh can still win if he puts Tempest and Grubber on top.
Mm-hmm. But Bugle has a wrinkle. So this will be game then, right?
Yeah. He uses join the herd instead. Which makes sense.
He was going to play that anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's that.
2 points to 14, and he just confronts and wins.
Good game.
Good game indeed.
Very intense.
Technically, I don't think George has passed priority yet.
Yeah, but he can't do anything, so there's not a single action that he can take.
Mm-hmm. That's game.
Well, congratulations to
Continentals.
Bugle for
I'm sure
winning.
this is just routine to him by now.
He's like has probably a stack of playmats on his shelf already.